Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are live from historic Gallagher-Iba Arena on the campus of Oklahoma State University. This is Final X Stillwater.
Yes, indeed, Bader. All in all, we're going to have 15 best 2 out of 3 matchups in women's freestyle, men's freestyle, and Greco-Roman. And the stakes couldn't be higher here in the United States. A spot on the 2022 World Team in Serbia, Belgrade, Serbia, is on the line. One win is not going to get it done, Bader. You have to beat your opponent twice.
That's right. First session here. Take a little break. Have another session in the evening. Third matches if we need to. And the other half of our World Team will be set next week, Wednesday, June 8th, from Madison Square Garden.
Yep, can't wait for that. And a couple storylines, a couple matches we cannot wait for, starting with Jenna Burkett and Jakara Winchester at 55 kilograms. Now, if you watched last year, they had maybe one of the more epic 2 out of 3 matchups. Nothing new for Jenna Burkett. And world champion Jakara Winchester goes down to Jenna Burkett in a third and final match. Jenna goes on to bring home bronze in Oslo, Norway. It was a fantastic best 2 out of 3, and it's going to live up to it again tonight, I do believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one to keep our eyes on, 92 kilograms. Nate Jackson will be taking on 2-time world champion Jaden Cox. Now, Nate Jackson had to win the last chance qualifier to qualify for the World Team Trials. He then won the World Team Trials, put himself here in the best 2 out of 3 against Jaden. A massive underdog, but you wouldn't know it by talking to him. He is as confident as could be.
Yeah, he put it out there. He put it out there with you. He put it out there in the interview afterwards. He says, I'm going to beat Jaden Cox. I'm going to make the team. I'm going to be the rep at 92 kilograms. And the confidence is not just Nate. His coach, Reese Humphrey, feels similarly confident. If anyone is overlooking Nate Jackson, they think it's going to be a mistake. Now, last time it was a 6-1 win for Jaden Cox, but if you ask them, they think it's going to be very differently this time.
We'll keep our eyes on that. And another one to keep our eyes on, Dayton Fix at 61 kilograms. He's the hometown kid. This is his home gym at Oklahoma State. He's a 2021 world silver medalist, and he's taking on a funky Seth Gross.
Yes, Seth has a lot of tricks. These two met last year at the World Team Trials. It was a dominant 11-0 win for Dayton Fix. But if we know anything about Seth Gross, this guy is innovative. He is crafty. He is going to have a plan here for Dayton Fix. The question is, can he enact it against someone as amazing as Dayton?
We'll have to see about that one, too. Let's take a look at kind of the rest of the matchups and peek our eye at what's going to be happening the rest of this afternoon. Another one I'm really looking forward to, 70 kilos, Zane Rutherford taking on Jordan Oliver for, I think, the 7th time.
This will be 7th and 8th, maybe 9th time tonight. It's 4-2 JO right now. The last time they wrestled in a 2 out of 3, actually, it was Zane Rutherford who won in 2 straight. But this is back in Jordan's home gym where he went to college at Oklahoma State. Another one we can't wait for, Thomas Gilman versus Vito Ruja, a rematch of the 2 out of 3 Olympic trials finals. Last year it was Gilman winning 2 straight gutty matches. Gilman was actually injured, we found out after the fact, was able to get those out. But if we know anything about Vito, he can score from anywhere. He's as good as anyone in transition from takedown to lace. He might need something like that to beat Thomas Gilman tonight.
Absolutely. Gilman was an Olympic bronze medalist and a world champion last year.
Yes.
And speaking of champions, Olympic gold medalist will be the final match of the in order at 68 kilograms. Tamara Mensah-Stock going to be taking on Sienna Ramirez. Of course, Tamara will be highly favored to take that one.
Yep, always great to see Tamara back on the mat. Final X is brought to you by Tezos, the energy-efficient blockchain and official partner of Flow Sports. Tezos, designed to evolve, built to empower. Visit Tezos.com to learn more. And we're going to be right back after this. They cut to my... All right, Bader, it is go time here for Final X. We're going to have our first match is going to be Greco-Roman, 63 kilograms. We're going to have Sammy Jones taking on Jesse Thielke. Old picture of Sammy Jones. As you will see, this guy's got a mountain of hair and dreads on his head now. He'll be taking on 2016 Olympian Jesse Thielke, but it's Sammy, the reigning world team member, that's going to be the favorite here.
Representing the New York Athletic Club, Sammy Jones.
Representing the Army World Class Athlete Program, Jesse Thielke.
So here we go, Jesse Thielke making his way up to the stage, and we will indeed get things kicked off. Our first match of the evening. Both guys have had success domestically and been on the world stage. Thielke back from the 2016 Olympics, and as you mentioned, Christian Sam Jones more recently represented the United States at the World Championships. Jones in the red, Thielke in the blue are underway. First match of the day.
Familiar opponents here, and for Sammy Jones, you're gonna see him pulling on the head, attempting to get into a front headlock situation. There you see him fishing for it, and this is how he was able to actually tech ball Thielke the last time these two met. He was able to pull him under and get some exposure from that that kind of front headlock, almost like a Robbie Smith type of maneuver, Bader.
Yeah, and so far I'm seeing Jones on the hand fight doing a nice job staying inside with his ties.
And one thing to remember with Greco-Roman, what your positioning in the mat is really important. Whose butt is to center is going to be favored by the official, and the official's preference here, based on their effort and the ground they're taking, is going to get them to the position on top, which is where most of these Greco guys want to be. You know, scoring from neutral is great if you can do it, but Greco-Roman now is about how can you turn your opponent in parterre, and these guys want to get their shot on top, but they're going to have to get their opponent hit for passivity first.
And so far it is Sam Jones controlling that center of the mat as you're talking, having his butt facing the center, Christian, and we may see a passivity call here before too long. Likely the first one to be against Jesse Thielke.
Yep, they're indicating towards Jesse right now.
And there you go, just like you said, back on the head. Looks like he's got a grip here. I'm not sure how tight it is. And he lets go, and that opens up the takedown. The go behind, 2 points on the board for Jones, and he's going to work on top. He has Thielke up in the air, body to body, chest to chest, and he makes him. 5-point throw, high amplitude. 4 confirmed, 5 offered by the mat official, 4 confirmed.
So it all started with that front headlock where Jesse basically had to bail out, or he was going to go flying there, and then Jones was able to get to his lock quickly on that gut wrench. We're going to have a challenge here from Jesse's corner, and they're going to say that's not 4, he didn't expose, and maybe try to get just a 2 correct throw, a little bit of damage control. Certainly he was scored on. It's just the degree of which of points.
You know, when I saw it in real time, I kind of felt the same way.
Yep.
I was not sure he exposed. Obviously, there was you would call this a correct throw.
Right.
But here, we'll take another look at it, and I don't think
he doesn't land in danger.
90.
Big lift. See him locked right around the waist. Got him lifted. And of course, you can't grab the legs in Greco if you don't know. So when you're in the air like that, you're a lot more defensive. So they're going to change this. So Zach Garrett says this is going to be actually 2. So good challenge from Thielke's corner.
That'll bring it back down to 4-0. 2 on the go behind, 2 on the correct throw.
You know, we've got the best officials on the mat right now in America and the world in a lot of cases. And, you know, that just shows how difficult it is to officiate. You know, you got mat official says 5, judge and chair say 4, and these guys say 2. It's not easy.
So minute 15 to go in the first, and Jones up by 4 and seemingly in a comfortable position. Hasn't really looked threatened yet.
Jesse, a Greco guy that likes the upper body moves. He likes to get to body locks, over-unders. He has kind of a high dive duck series he can hit. But against Sammy Jones, he has a hard time sort of penetrating through and getting to his positions that made him such a dynamic Greco-Roman wrestler in the day. There's an arm throw attempt, but able to square up completely after the attempt is Sammy Jones.
Yeah, he kind of went for it and then retracted when he realized it wasn't going to work.
Chest to chest. Thielke dropping that shoulder low. Now they clear out of it.
Now Thielke positionally kind of taking some ground here in the center.
And, you know, Jones, to Jones' credit, being up 4-0 is a really substantial lead. So he maybe wants to be a little more risk averse at this point, at least get to the second period with a 4-0 lead. And that's what's going to happen here. So it's going to be 4-0 Sammy Jones after 1. It was the front headlock attempt and ultimately the go behind to the throw got him 2-2. And he finds himself in the driver's seat in match number 1 here, this best 2 out of 3.
Absolutely.
Spencer Mango in the corner for Jesse. Former Olympian in his own right.
Two-time Olympian.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think he made like 9 or 10 World and Olympic teams in a row.
Yeah.
Pride of St. Louis.
Who remembers when the Mango Brothers highlight dropped? That thing was.
I did.
That was like the coolest thing.
Throwing everybody.
Someone find that. It's on YouTube somewhere, and we're underway. 63 kilograms, period number 2 here, and it's a drag, and Thielke's going to come away with 2. Great pressure there for the drag. And now he's got working on a gut wrench, and got it.
Oh, we're tied, just like that.
And it's going to be criteria for Thielke.
There we go. Head showing 4-3.
So
4-4.
Thielke is leading right now 4-4 in Greco and men's freestyle. There's criteria. There are no ties ever. So he is leading because he has the last score. They both have 2 2s. So there's no difference there. There's no caution. So then it goes to the final criteria, which is last score, which belongs to Jesse.
And this is one of the reasons I like freestyle and Greco is that things can change quickly, right? We just said, man, Sam Jones worked really hard, got 2 takedowns. That's a really comfortable lead. That's a substantial lead, and boom, takedown gut. And just like that, Thielke finds himself leading with 2:35 to go. So plenty of time yet left on the clock.
Yeah, and is Jones going to try to get back to the head? It could be just a credit to Thielke's adjustments and that Sam's not able to get to it, but I haven't seen him attack the head, and there we go. He's getting to it now.
As soon as you said that, maybe he took his foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah. Not advisable against Jesse, someone with the level of experience. He had the chin for a moment there. His head was turned.
God, that's got to be tight.
It's tight. So now Sammy knows he's trailing and knows he's going to need to find his way to a point here. And you see the official indicating towards. They don't like the interlocking fingers. That's considered negative wrestling. If you do that too many times, you can get hit for a caution and get penalized some points. So you got to make sure you don't do that repeatedly. And there you see Jones fishing for that head again, Bader.
Yeah, he wants it. That's going to be his ticket to score, I believe.
And like you pointed out, Bader, it's Thielke is doing a good job controlling center, but it's definitely Jones working to create scoring opportunities. So I'm curious if the officials are gonna fight to hit either of these guys for passivity. And now Jones taking a little ground.
Yeah, we haven't seen any guy really even close to a step out. As soon as they come out of the middle, somebody's trying to get back in there.
Thielke fished for that drag, same side again, but this time Jones was ready for it.
We're down to our final minute. 4 points early here in the second period. Put Jesse Thielke in the lead. And Sam Jones trying to chip away here and find himself another point or 2. Just needs to score.
Now coming up on 40 seconds, so it's really go time here for Jones. He's got to find his way to any point. And he's taking ground, but he's not going to get an opportunity on top. He's going to have to score. Now you see him picking up his aggression. Takes almost like a high dive there. And the double collar, a little Muay Thai. Can't do that.
Moving forward here, Thielke circles himself back to the center. Final 15 seconds. Jones trying to drive him across the mat. Thielke's smart in his positioning on the mat, and he's going to hang on. It looks like Jesse Thielke will take match number 1. Final score 4-4. Wins on criteria here at 63 kilograms, and he's 1 win away from
Man,
the world team.
For Jones, you beat this guy 9-0 last time. You're up 4-0. Who here sitting here thinking Jesse's going to do that and just